back, Refocus Gang, and welcome back to another episode of Refocus on You. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys watching each week. I appreciate all the feedback that I'm getting. If it's anything that you want me to talk about, please send me requests. I am open to research, tell you stories about my experiences with different topics, whatever you need help with. If you do have something you would like for me to talk about, slide in my DMs. Hit me up on Messenger, send me an email, refocusonyou@yahoo.com, as well as refocusonyou@gmail.com. So hit me up and let me know if it's something that you'd like to talk about. Today we are going to be talking about accountability. Accountability can be kind of tricky. It's easy for us to try and make someone else be accountable and admit to their wrongdoings or admit to things that they need to admit to. But when it comes to being accountable with ourselves or just being accountable, period, that's kind of hard. So today we're going to dive into that. Accountability is a noun that describes accepting responsibility. It can be personal or very public. You have individually accountability for like your acts and your behaviors. And sometimes taking accountability for something means you have to actually admit that you made a mistake, that you may have been wrong. And that can be hard for some of us to do. Sometimes it can be a pride thing. Sometimes it could just be, I just don't want to say I'm wrong. So accountability is important though. It's very important in your growth process. Growing up, we were always, as kids, held accountable to someone. When you're a child, you must listen to your parents. When you go to school, you must listen to the teacher. As you get older, you must listen to your boss, professors, just people who may seem like they are in charge of you. No one never really teaches us how to be accountable to ourselves, but more so accountable to others. And they also don't teach us how to be accountable for things we do. Yeah, they may say, well, you did it, just say you did it, but they don't give us a reasoning behind it. They don't really teach us that it's important for you to be able to admit that you made a mistake. Once you admit you made the mistake, then you can try to fix the mistake and learn from that. Mistakes are nothing but lessons. We look at it like it's such a tough thing or something that we shouldn't do. We shouldn't make mistakes. But truth is, mistakes are the way of life. When you start making mistakes, you start learning lessons. You learn what not to do, what to do, how to better the recipe so that you can have a better outcome next time. Being accountable means calling yourself out. When you avoid being accountable, you make a decision to downplay the importance of not following through. So, like holding yourself accountable for things that you say. If you tell somebody, yes, I'm coming to the cookout, go to the cookout. If you tell your mother, yes, I'm going to call you every week on Wednesday, call your mother every week on Wednesday. You have to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable. Most importantly, if you tell yourself something, make sure that you are following through with whatever you said. You must be able to hold yourself accountable to yourself before you can even work on the importance of making sure that you hold yourself accountable to others. Refocus on you. You are more important than anything. And if you cannot keep it real with yourself, if you cannot be honest with yourself, how can you in any way, form, or fashion be honest or keep a commitment with someone else? You have to first be able to commit to yourself. It's first about yourself in everything. The honest truth is, people understand accountability. If I asked 10 people today, what does accountability mean to you? They probably would give me a very good definition of it. They probably could even give me examples of it. But what people are afraid to admit is that Being accountable means you have to put action forward. Not being accountable means there was some kind of lack of action on your end that caused the lack of accountability in the first place. For example, if you tell yourself in the next month I'm gonna lose 10 pounds, but you do nothing to adjust yourself or your situation to the point you don't diet, you don't exercise, you don't intermittent fast, you don't do any type of adjustment to your meals to put in the work for the 10 pounds to be gone, the 10 pounds are not going to be gone. And then what people say was, well, I was too busy. I didn't have time. I just can't diet, girl. I can't exercise. I hate exercising right now, quarantine. The gym's closed. Um, we just make excuses for us not actually following through with the plan instead of just saying, you know what? I just put no effort into it. It's nobody's fault but my own. I put no effort into what I really wanted to come out of it. People have a tendency of blaming others for everything. Well, prime example. I was late to work today because these people in front of me were driving so slow. No, in all reality, if you had left home early, you wouldn't have had to be speeding and it wouldn't have mattered if those people were driving slow. We kind of put the blame off on someone else. Well, I would have kept my word, but you never keep your word to me. You can't base your actions off of someone else's actions. Yes, I always said there is a reaction to every action, but we must learn to always be able to control how we act. Always stay within our characteristics, our traits, regardless of what someone else is displaying. That's true self control. If someone can come up to you and try to make you mad and you cannot lose your cool, that is true self control. You can't say, well, I slapped her because she got in my face. No, you could have easily walked away. Words do hurt, but walking away, silence is golden. Silence will have someone reevaluate everything they just told you. If someone is trying to bother you or nag you or be petty towards you, silence is golden. They don't understand silence. They don't understand a smile and a walk away. So if you do that and you maintain all of your characteristics, all of your pores, all of your bouginess, they are going to be like, what in the world? I'm not even getting to her. What do I got to do to get to her? People really just want to get to you. So you can't base your actions off of someone else because just stick to being you. Like I said before, it all starts with you being able to be accountable to yourself. Being accountable to yourself is more important than anything. Once you master learning how to be accountable with yourself, it's easier for you to learn how to be accountable to others. Being accountable is like your word. Your word is all you have. If people can't trust your word, they can't trust you. If you tell someone, I'm coming to your house today at 2 o'clock, try your best to be there by 2 o'clock. Because if you're there at 2, that means you're accountable, you're reliable, you're dependable. I can trust you. If I ask you to pick my dog up from the vet at 4:30, I can trust that you're going to be there at 4:30 because you're always on time. You've never stood me up. You've never said, I'm coming and did not come. Your word is all you have. Make sure that you are focusing on being accountable. When I said be accountable to yourself, if you tell yourself, girl, you overweight, so I need you to scale back a little bit, you have to make sure you put some kind of steps in order to scale back a little bit. If you tell yourself, I'm not talking to this person anymore, you have to make sure you hold yourself accountable for that. Don't make excuses of, oh, well, they called me. That's the only reason why I talk. No, because you can ignore people. You have to make sure that you're not putting excuses in place, that you're not willing to set boundaries or put action towards building something better. You have to make sure that you put action towards everything that you are trying to do. If you're trying to better yourself, read a book, read blogs. Some people can't commit to a whole book. Read a blog a day. Listen to a self-help video a day. Listen to someone who you resonate with that can help you build on or add on to your life. We're in, as T.I. said, information technology is everywhere. You can Google anything. You can Google how to be a father. You can Google how to be more feminine. You can Google how to start a business. You can Google anywhere from why your child is acting this way opposed to that way. You can get all the information you need. It's no such thing as I don't know how in today's world. YouTube will teach you how to take a motor out the car and put it back in. You just have to put action into it. And that comes with holding yourself accountable. If I really want to be different, if I really want to get XYZ done, what type of effort or action do I have to put behind it in order to get this done? Hold yourself accountable for getting done what you said needed to be done. So ways you can start with anything. Being accountable means you have to change your mind. You have to decide in your mind, like, okay, enough is enough. I want to be more accountable. I want to be able to say I'm going to do something and do it. I want to be able to stick with certain things. Some of us have problems following through. We'll start great. After a week or two, we're like falling off the wagon. You have to be able to be consistent. So in order to do that, you must change your mind. Like, okay, I'm tired of doing this and then halfway doing this. Like, I want to lose weight, but I exercise for 2 days and then I'm done. You got to start and give yourself room for growth. Like, if you say, well, I'm going to exercise 7 days a week. If you see that you cannot keep up with that, okay, well, maybe I can exercise 4 days a week. Like, scale yourself back. You have to build yourself up. And once you see that, okay, that's not working, scale yourself back a little bit. You got to give yourself room for growth. You have to give yourself room for error, because in error, there is a lesson. Always. Make sure that you are conscious in what you are agreeing to. If you already have 2 assignments due this weekend, you might can't go out for drinks with the girls. Make sure you say, no, I don't think I can do that this weekend because I already have stuff that I need to be doing. Don't overextend yourself. Just learn to say, that's not going to work for me this time. Maybe I can catch you guys next time. Or learn how to say, no, I can't do that today, but it's a possibility I can do it Thursday or something like that. You have to make sure that you're not overextending yourself just to people please, or just to try to be there for others. Be there for yourself first. Others come second. Always. Others come second. If you're not healthy, you're not committed to yourself, it's impossible to commit to someone else. You can set reminders. If you're supposed to eat 3 times a day, set a reminder at 2. If you're eating for 8 hours, say you eat 2, 4, and 6. Set a reminder. 2 is time to eat. 4 is time to eat. 6, make sure you eat. This is your last meal today. You have to make sure you put things in place that's going to keep you on track. Sometimes it takes that to just be able to start being accountable. It takes that to train your mind to see, like, okay, I have to do this. This is what I have to do right now. This is what I have to do right now. Start a planner. Especially if you're like starting businesses or you're just trying to be more organized. Start a planner. Start timing yourself. At this certain time, like I wake up at 8. I meditate, talk to the Lord, get my cup of coffee in, take a moment to myself until 9. Make the bed up. Like, you have to start organizing your time. Once you start organizing your time, you'll see where the loopholes are at. Like, oh, well, I said I was going to do this today at 12, but I always do this at 12. Why did I say I was going to do that? You start, it's clicked in your head like, I'm doing too much, or I'm agreeing to too much that I really can't take on. Get a partner, accountability partner, especially in stuff like exercising or say you're trying to master reading. A lot of people don't like to read if it's not, I guess, quote unquote, interesting. Like self-help is not everybody's best thing to read. So get an accountability partner. Can we read this book together? Like, we're gonna read chapter for chapter, and you tell me what you learn, I'm gonna tell you what I learned. We're gonna take it and mesh it together and see if we can come up with different things or different ways that they may have been trying to approach topics. That's an accountability partner. Exercising. Can you work out with me? Can you make sure that I'm doing this every day? But let me say this. No one can want anything better than you. So if you want to lose weight and you have an accountability partner, they can't want it more than you. You have to some degree, be able to push yourself and say, hey, you need to do this. Because them just calling you every day saying, hey, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Or I'm coming over so we can do this. That's not going to work if that's not really what you want to do. You have to make sure that you are able to push yourself further than anybody else can. You have to have self-control, self-discipline yourself. Because me telling you every day what to do, it's not really going to work if that's not really what you want to do. You have to make sure that you are holding yourself accountable. You are self-disciplining yourself. The accountability partner is not going to help you. No one can want anything more than you. Let me say that again. No one can want anything more than you. I can see all the potential in you in the world, but if you don't want it, it's not going to work. Make sure you set follow-up times. So, like I said, if you want to lose 10 pounds in a month, in 30 days, 28 days, 31 days, whichever you prefer, make sure you weigh yourself. Weigh in. Did I complete my goal? If you did, yay. If you didn't, what could I do better next time? How can I adjust in these next 30 days in order to make sure that I do lose the weight that I want to lose? Lesson. That's a lesson. You tried it. You see where you failed at, what area you need to grow in. Accountability is all a part of growth. Everything that you do is going to be a part of growth. It's going to train your mind to be a better version of you. Like I said before, give yourself wiggle room. You got to give yourself permission to fail. I struggle a lot with feeling like I'm not doing enough, or I should have known better. I could have done this better. But you have to give yourself room for growth, and yourself room for failure. Like, failure means a lesson is learned. There are no losses in growth. You just learn a lesson. They're all lessons. We're turning all losses into lessons. You know what not to do next time. Accountability story. In my relationships, it seems like I date the same person. And for a long time, I would be like, no, it's just them. It's just them. It's not me. Like, I do what I'm supposed to do. And in true, I do what I'm supposed to do, but I had to stop and think. Are you telling these people what you want? A lot of times we expect for people to just be like, well, this is what she needs. We don't want to tell people this is what I need. But in all truth, everybody is different. Every woman is different. Every man is different. No one can tell you what you need better than you. You have to make sure that you are telling people exactly what you need, exactly what you require, exactly what you not and will deal with. Like, you have to make sure that you're voicing those things. So in my era, I felt like, well, I shouldn't have to tell a man how to be a man. Or I shouldn't have to tell you what the requirements are to be a man. But truthful is, a lot of people don't know how to be a man. A lot of people don't know. A lot of women don't know how to be women. Everybody requires something different. So going into relationships from now on, I have to make sure that I voice, these are my requirements. If you don't meet these type of requirements, then there's no need for us to go any further. And another accountability thing, once you see people don't meet those type of requirements, let it go. There's no need to keep going forward. There's no need to say maybe they're changed. There's no need to see the potential. A person is exactly who they is. If you meet someone and they say, I don't want to get married, you may change your mind, but boo, I'm not sticking around to see. You find somebody who don't want to get married, and if y'all change y'all mind together, that's what y'all do. But sis want to get married, so you can't be with me. We have to learn how to take accountability and say, you know what? That may have been a little bit of me. I may have could have did this better. I may have could have communicated better. I may have could have listened better. Like, make sure that you are taking accountability. You're being accountable for everything in your life. With everything, always ask yourself, what could I have done better? So, as with any growth, it's going to require commitment, exercise, and practice. You have to be committed to the change. You have to keep on exercising that change. And you have to keep practicing. You have to keep doing it. If you have to keep adjusting it until you can work yourself up to a certain level, do that. But keep putting some type of effort into it in order to be more accountable. This week, what I want you to do is pick one thing that you want to start doing that will help you start being more accountable. Whether it's read a Bible verse, listen to a podcast a day, meditate every day. Pick one thing that you can start doing. Do it for 21 days. Doing stuff for 21 days kind of creates a habit. It just becomes natural in your flow, and you just start to do it without even noticing. You ever notice you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth? Sometimes you might not even remember that you brushed your teeth, but you brush your teeth because there's something that's instilled in your day. That's something that you're going to do naturally. When you get in the car, you pull the car in reverse to back up out the yard. You don't have to look at what you're doing or none of that. You know you reversed to leave. You may not remember it, but you know you did it. So that's what we're trying to do, create habits. Of just being accountable. So pick one thing this week that you're going to hold yourself accountable for. Making the bed could be something simple. Make your bed 21 days in a row. That's a good habit to start. Like meditating every day. Just pick something that's going to help you be more accountable. Also, think about past failures or past things, past relationships, past jobs, anything in the past that did not work. And think about, what could I have done differently? Start holding yourself accountable for your actions as well. It's easy to say, well, Tom did this or Jane did that, but we never take the time to say, what did I do? How was I wrong? How could I have communicated better? How could I have listened better in order to make this a different outcome? And think about some things that you can do to better yourself in order to create more, I guess, better relationships, or create better outcomes and different things like that. It all starts in your mind. It all starts in yourself. In order to attract better people, you have to become a better person yourself. In order to attract healed people, you have to become a healed person yourself. In order to attract anything, you have to be that thing as well. So make sure, if you want an accountable partner, or you want someone that can admit to their mistakes, or you want someone that can say, you know what, maybe I'm slacking in this area, you have to be able to do that as well. If you want someone to communicate, you have to be able to communicate as well. So just look at the different things in your life, different areas in your life that you may need to grow in. You may need to hold yourself accountable for, and start doing it. All right. So I do appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope this helped you in some kind of way. Like I said before, if you have topics that you want to hear, let me know. I'm open to any type of topic. If you need any type of help, if you need an accountability partner, if you need anything, just let me know. All right. And I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for watching. As I say at the end of videos, if you can dream it, you can do it. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. You just have to hold yourself accountable. All right. Have a great day.